Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I finally got around posting this tutorial. I posted this picture on my Instagram last week and said I have a tutorial but never got around to edit it. So finally here it is. This look is inspired by Makeup Tiffany J. She did this look but just did a denim blue on her lid. But we used the same exact palette and the colors from the palette. The pigment on my lid is by the same company her blue came from, but I just used Rattlesnake instead of the denim blue. But I always add my little twist to it, so if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. So for my brows, I'm going to use my favorite thing ever, my matte gray brow powder. And I always spray some Fix Plus on the top because when you dip your wet brush in there, it turns into like a cream. To add some hair strokes, I'm going to use Max Shape in Brow. I don't know the exact name, but I'll put that down for you guys. And then I'm going to use Plouise Base Shade 3 under my brow. I did mix it with another concealer, but it was too light, so I had to put some more. And then I'm just going to use my Morphe concealer brush just to pat out the concealer just so I can get a smooth base. Guys, these brushes are my life. Like, I only use these brushes to do my eyes, and that's the Morphe M506 and 7 and the Crayon Case shader brush and the MAC 221. So I'm going to use the shade Love Letter, and I'm just going to pack that on my lid using my Morphe M506 brush. And I'm just going to make sure that I pack the color until like it's fully on there. So now once I get to the end, I'm going to start flicking that out to create like a wing. Since we're doing a double cut crease, I am going to flick the tail out just slowly and start building up the tail and just flicking it further outwards. Now taking the shade Climax, I'm going to go directly on top of that shade and I'm going to just blend them together, and it's going to create like a pretty like orange. So just keep blending just to soften the edges, and I'm going to go in the same direction as the pink. The key to blending is going back and forth with different brushes. Do not mix your brushes with every single color you're using on your eye because it'll mud all your shadows together. Like, I have literally one brush for every color that I'm using because I don't want the colors to be mudded. Now I'm going to use the Crayon Case shader brush. You guys, when I tell you this brush is everything. Like, I love this brush when I'm trying to pack on color, and especially a deep color. I want all the colors that I put on my lid to still show after I cut my crease. So I'm just going to place them right under each other just enough so you can see the colors. So pack that color on, make sure you pack it on, and then blend it out. Now that I started flicking it outwards, I'm going to go back in with my previous brush, and I'm just going to soften the edges of that deep purple, and I'm just going to continue to just blow it out and softly just blend it out, because if you blend it out too harsh, it'll just go everywhere. To cut the crease, I'm going to use my Plouise base in shade 0, and I'm just going to follow my crease and just follow the shape of the colors. So I'm going to cut my crease in the same exact way that those colors are flowing. guys, a cut crease is no joke. Like, you guys see just like 3 minutes of me cutting my crease, but in reality it takes like 15-20 minutes for one eye, because you got to find symmetry. You got to make. For my glitter liner, I'm going to use MAC's Liquid Dazzle Shadow in Love Yourself. And I'm just going to apply a thin line of the liquid shadow. Now for my pigment, I'm going to use Peaches Makeup pigment in the shade Rattlesnake. Now these pigments are very iridescent and they look better on top of another color. So I just placed it right on top of my base and it made it very like soft and shimmery, but like on their Instagram, like they're very like beautiful. So yeah, I just put it on top of the base, but next time I definitely put it on top of a color. And now we're going to move on to our foundation. I'm using my very favorite foundation, MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof in the shade NC47. And this foundation is a very full coverage foundation, but it is not a matte foundation. But I promise you guys will love this foundation. For concealer, I'm going to go in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC45. And yes, I did jump to my lashes because the glue was drying quickly. So we're just going to pop my lashes right on. Now I'm going to blend out my concealer using my Real Technique sponge. And I love the Real Technique sponge because like it is just perfect. Like it's so soft and it has the different shapes. Like I use one side for concealer and one side for contour. Like I love it. And I bought like the 6-pack, but my friend bought like a 72-pack. I don't know, it's huge, but whatever. For setting powder, y'all know I'm going to use my favorite chalk dust setting powder. And guys, I'm not just, you know, a bandwagoner, but this setting powder is actually really good because under my eyes, I'm very dry and it doesn't cling to my dry patches. And a lot of my setting powders, almost all of them do that. So I really rave about this powder. To set my face, I'm going to use my same mineralized skin finish in the shade Dark. And I'm going to use the shade Dark Deepest just to bronze my face. And guys, these powders are everything. I'm going to start using new products because I know I don't want to keep using the same things and I want to tell you guys what's bomb. But these powders are literally my favorite powder and I just can't find any that is like my mineralized powder. So they are very great for dry skin and especially for in the winter because your skin is drier in the winter. So I love those for everything, every powder, my whole face, and to bronze and to contour. So just to sharpen and define my contour, I'm going to use the chalk dust powder in the shade Y just to define my contour and without it being too light. So I use a deeper shade that's closer to my skin tone on my contour and I use the shade N and R under my eyes. For blush, I'm going to use my absolute favorite MAC Raisin blush. I just feel like this is the most perfect blush for any occasion. Like, it's great to add on your contour. Like, it's just perfect. So I'm just going to apply that all on my cheek, even in my temple area sometimes. And it's just perfect. Look at it. It's just amazing. So get you some Raisin blush if you already haven't. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of an orangey blush. It's Peaches. It's just very light and orange. I just wanted a little bit of, you know, softness in the front. And then I'm just going to define my nose with my same powder, Dark Deepest, that I contoured with. Then I'm going to spray the crap out of my face with my Fix Plus, literally till my face is drenching. Like you can see it on my collarbones. And then I'm going to do this trick that Beauty by Melissa definitely taught us because it's bomb. I'm going to spray my setting sponge with my Fix Plus and then set under my eyes. Like, this is the best trick ever because I always spray so much around my eyes because it never really fully sets. But this is the best. Like, thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Then I'm going to highlight my absolute favorite part of my whole makeup routine is highlighting. Like, everybody knows your girl love highlight. So I'm going to use Estee Lauder's The Heat highlighter and the Anastasia Beverly Hills with RAZIN highlighter, and I'm going to mix those and highlight every part of my face, literally. And I'm going to over highlight on top of that. Like, y'all don't understand how much I love highlight. Like, it goes everywhere, okay? And more. I add more when I go to work. They're like, damn, Rebecca. But yes, now we're going to soften that because, you know, we done put pounds of highlight on. We don't want it to look harsh. We're going to soften that with our blush brush, but we're not going to add any more blush. Just soften it with what's already on there. And then for my lips, I'm going to line with MAC's Cork lip liner. And then I'm going to use MAC's Grand Illusion in the shade Goldilocks. And that's the final look, y'all. I really hope you guys enjoyed this look. I called it, you know, Tinkerbell because it kind of reminded me of Tinkerbell. If you guys haven't followed my Instagram, make sure y'all follow my Instagram because, you know, I post on there daily. And, you know, I'm just lit on there. My stories are pretty funny, so I've been told. So, yes, y'all, if you guys like this tutorial, be sure you guys drop down in the comment sections and just let me know what y'all want to see and what y'all love and what you guys can apply to your makeup routine. I appreciate you guys for tuning into this tutorial, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.